Good morning. Well, after a super long video yesterday that had all kinds of content in it, I don't know if you're going to get that today, but we'll see what happens here. So it's not quite 10:30 in the morning yet. We've been working in the office here a little bit. Lots of stuff happening in the shop. Phil and Brock are working in there, so not going to be a whole lot of filming going on today, I don't think. It is raining and nasty outside, kind of icy. You can see the icicles starting to form, maybe, on the bottom edge of the porch in the office there. Roads are nasty. My meeting for this afternoon got canceled. Phone's ringing. And yeah, we're just working in the shop, working on a planter today. That's why Phil's in there, because the roads are too nasty to haul. So we'll see what we can get done. I might start working on some scripts, making some prescription maps. That's something that I've kind of been putting off and need to start working on. So we'll see. Having fun?
Yes, lots of fun.
This is Brock's favorite job. Oh, it is super nasty out here. Oh, I got a pile of stuff I need to take over to my buddy's. He's 2 miles away. I think we'll make it, but there's ice. And he's also the one that's a precision dealer. Keaton's, our precision product, these little doohickeys. So I'm going to take those over, see if he's got any we can compare them with. Whoa! Yeah! Fun one outside today. Okay, I got my stuff done.
I'm not done.
We're going to run to Keaton's. Brock, I picked up Brock. Brock's washing units. It's going to be a while. He's got a lot to do. But I got an email like a week ago that a box of corn that was delivered to me on the 3rd of December has failed quality control after the fact, and they want it back. And they're coming up today to pick it up. Here's the problem. December 3rd was like some of the first corn that I've got, so it is in the very, very back of that big, huge, long line of corn that I have. So we gotta go dig it out, so we're gonna let Brock dig it out while we're gonna work on it. Hey, Brock. Was it you or was it me?
I did not drive the 4020.
No, but you sat on it. You were going to move it.
I don't think so. I only moved the 4440.
You moved. I know, but I swear when we walked out there, you got on that tractor and you started to move it, and I said, no, we don't need to move that.
I don't think
I
so.
think it was you.
I don't think so.
Well, you work for me, so it was you.
Okay, it was me.
I don't know. Anyway. Careful! Holy cow, I just about fell. I don't know if my door's going to open to be able to get this on this truck. Concrete's not icy, but the window, look at that. Wow. So all of this is corn. There are 3 boxes of 08R52 in there. One of them is bad. I would guess it's in the first 2 rows back there, but there's no way to know without moving them all because you can't see what varieties are on this. Oh, you can see what varieties are on the side, on the tags. I forgot about those. Well, let's see if we can find it then. We know where we got to dig to. Somewhere on the other side, but not it. Okay, so Brock found a box of that hybrid, but it's the wrong seed size. We're going to go around the other side here and take a look. Oh my gosh, you guys, it's that one. It is literally the very last one. I can see the 08R52V R2s. Yeah, that's the box. It's the last one. Gosh dang it. They all got to move. Where are we going to put them? Let's put them over there. Yeah, let's do that. Dang it. Well, shoot, that's the problem with burying a row like that, but I was thinking maybe we could move these and we could come in from the side and get into there, but I don't think we can make that turn with the box on the forks, so that's not going to work. And we can't get in from this side without moving all of the pallets, and you can't grab the pallets from the side to be able to get in there, so the easiest thing is just to move that whole row. We'll just take them from there and put them over here, and dang it. Oh well. We'll let Brock go to work. Yeah, we're getting there. Our other row is filled up. We can't put them up anymore because of the door track. So set them off to the side. I had a couple other ones that Dad did and loaded for me a few days ago. We organized them. Handy having 2 forklifts. They're back over here, fuller season beans. So we got another minor engine oil leak on our forklift here. The cylinder's leaking, but it seems to be just an internal leak, and when you push it all the way up, it forces the oil out, so not critical. He got it. And the truck's here. We made it just in time. So we're gonna put just a little bit back in there. Another month or so and we'll be sorting this stuff out anyway and be hauling it out. So it's not critical that it all stays exactly where it was or has to be, because we got to sort through it. A lot of those boxes of corn, half of those boxes of corn are ours and half are for other customers, and then most of the paper bags are for other people as well. So yeah, we got a lot of sorting and delivering and treating to do. We got to get the treater fired up pretty soon. All right, well, we got our box loaded, went to lunch, and we're back at the shop. And Phil's at lunch. So let me show you what he's been working on. Well, he's not here. So Brock's washing meters over there. Phil has been putting on our new openers, kind of working on that. Got this side done. Yeah, a couple back there. Looks like he's about half done. Oh, that's probably all he can do. Because we're gonna, so this side had the better C-tube guards on it. The other side has the old style that are worn out. We've got new ones ordered. They're coming, but we can't put the openers on until we get them. Anyway, so we got these put on there. And Phil's a little bit particular and picky when it comes to making sure they're adjusted right, and that's fine. There's nothing wrong with that. It just, it takes him a little while. So he's got those on there. You want to adjust them so that, because there's shims that go in here, remember? And so you want this area in the front where the blades are actually touching to be about 1.5 to 2 inches long. And the way that you measure that is by taking a couple of business cards, put one in from the top, one in from the bottom, measuring the distance between them, and adjusting from there. So we got to put the caps on yet. He wasn't sure if we were going to replace those Keatons. That's why he left them off, but we're not going to replace those. So he did go ahead and put some on these first couple here. They got these nice steel dust caps. Should work really good. So we're getting there. Well, Brock is still washing units. Phil is going through the planter with a fine-tooth comb, looking for any little thing that might be wrong with it. It's just good. I've been sitting in here in the office trying to figure out some stuff for the new planter. So one of the things that I've talked about this, but we need to get the planter home so I can look at it a little closer. We're going to have 2 separate fertilizer systems this year, right? We're going to have a traditional 2x2, or really it's 2x2x2 this year, both sides of the row. And we're also going to have an in-furrow or a pop-up fertilizer. Now, I've gotten some questions on terminology because sometimes I'll call the 2x2 a starter and the in-furrow a pop-up, but that's just me naming them. Technically, they're both starter fertilizer, and technically pop-up is in-furrow. It's just, yeah, just naming and what you call things. If you hear me say pop-up, I mean the in-furrow. If you hear me say starter, I mean the 2x2. You'll get the idea. I'm going to talk about fertilizer placement at some point when we get the planter home. We're going to talk about where we're putting fertilizer, why we're putting it there, and what I would ideally like to be doing that I can't do because I can't accomplish it yet because I don't have the right equipment. Anyway, long way of getting around to the fact that we've got 2 separate systems, and there are times when I do not want to pull my tank behind the planter, right? Namely when I'm planting my plots, or we've got a couple of really small fields that the tank is cumbersome and a pain in the butt, and a 60-foot planter is going to be hard enough to plant these fields. I don't need to do it with a tank behind me where I can't back up well. So, on the planter, there's only 1 tank currently. So I need, if I'm going to be able to put my 2x2 on and my pop-up, I need to be able to have a second tank on the planter or the tractor to hold that second product when I'm not pulling a tank behind me. Now, I was fairly confident that we were going to go with something like a second tank on the planter frame itself. Let me pull up some pictures and I'll show you what I'm thinking about. Not our planter, another one that Greenmark has for sale, set up different, but this has one thing that I would like is that second tank, right? So you can see how this one's got I think it's a 450-gallon tank. It's sitting ahead of the 600-gallon tank. We have this tank already on our planter. We do not have this one. So that would be an option to put a second tank there. You can, I went the wrong way. Oh, there. There you can see how they sit in front, both on the tongue. It's a lot of weight on the center of that planter, right? To have over 1,000 gallons of liquid plus your CCS, and that's just a lot. But that's an option. Here would be another option, would be to put tanks like this on. These are on the wings of a planter. So it looks like they're in the center, but there's two of them. They're one, and then when you unfold, they'll fold out with the planter. Also another option, instead of a 400-gallon tank in the center here, you can put two 200 gallons on that would fold out. Gets the weight out on the wings, spreads it out a little bit so it's not so heavy in the center. Not a bad option, right? Okay, so we could do it that way. Then I got to thinking, well, maybe we should do this. Telemarketers, I tell you what, they're on a new one, right? I've always gotten the vehicle warranties expiring ones. I've gotten the Visa MasterCard services, which I'm like, you guys realize those are two competing companies, right? How stupid do you think that we are? Well, the new one now is from the local real estate team, and they want to know if I'm interested in selling my house. And I said, you mean the brand new house that I just finished building? Yeah. No, not interested. Anyway, there's this option. What if we put the tank on the front of our tractor? What if? Or this. Now, I had talked about this a year ago because I thought it was a way to get away from pulling my rear mount tank. I kind of gave up on that because I didn't want the weight on the tractor. I still don't want the weight on the tractor, but if I'm going to pull my tank behind anyway, and this is just for those cases where I need something already in the field, I'm going to pump it out of the tank I'm pulling behind, they'd be empty going down the road. It's not a bad option. Now, these are very expensive. This is out. I'm not going to do that. Too expensive. However, this, much more reasonably priced, very similarly priced to this, and I haven't gotten a price yet on what one of these tanks would be. Or, yeah, I have actually. Very similar. Now I'm back and forth. Which way do I go? Honestly, I'm kind of leaning towards the front mount tank on the tractor because I think it would be the easiest to do and be the cleanest install, and it would keep some of the weight off the center of that planter, which would be a good thing. The wing tanks concern me just because of the ability to mount them with all the other stuff we have going on that planter bar. That's why I don't want to decide any of this until we get it home so that I can look at it and see. But we've got a lot of lines out there already that may be in the way. May make it a challenge. Plus then you have to plumb to the ends, back to the center to the pump to get everything there. Plus you have to be able to fill in the rear. It takes a lot of plumbing to plumb to the ends of a 60-foot planter bar. The front mount tank, while you have to get it from the front of the tractor to the back of the tractor, there's already a hose there to get it from the tongue back. So that would simplify that. And while I could have some in there going down the road if we ever needed to on really big fields or something, I can drive slow. I can do it a couple of times a year. I drive slow anyway. It wouldn't be the worst thing. So I am considering this. I don't know if it's the right thing to do or not, but we're looking into it. Okay, well, we've moved on from tank stuff to some other projects. So I was getting ready to create some prescription maps, and then I'm like, I better go through and clean up some field boundaries and that kind of stuff first. So I'm actually looking at guidance lines, and you can do some cool stuff with my John Deere that I have not been able to do in the past, or at least that I've never done in the past, maybe. I'm trying to select that guidance line. How do I get that one? Nope, not that. Dang it. How do I do this? Middle south ends right there. Okay. So I have good boundaries on all of our fields that I have driven with the Gator and mapped, and probably need to redo a few or a lot, but we'll get to that. Anyway, I can go in and create, or I have all my guidance lines. So one thing I'm doing is checking to make sure that they're right. They're in the right spot. I don't have any extra ones. They're named something right. Like this one is named middle south ends. Yeah, I mean, for that field, that makes sense. This is south ends. This is behind the house. This is the middle south ends because then you have this up here. Yeah, okay, makes sense, right? Now, I know that My planter this year is going to be 60-foot passes. So I can put that on and it will draw these little circles, and then I can kind of move these points around a little bit and it'll snap them to that boundary so that it'll be exactly 30 feet off of my boundary, which means that my planter track will be in exactly the right spot. And I can extend it so that it follows the boundary a little bit better and keep all the edges of the field straight and stuff. So I may be royally screwing things up and totally screwing myself for when we get to the fields later, but we're going to go ahead and try this for now and save it. We'll do a few fields. Probably won't do them all. We'll learn how things work. The Gen 4 monitors give me a lot of flexibility that I've not had in the past that I'm still learning. So I don't know. We'll see if this is the right thing to do or not. All right. Well, it is 5 o'clock and time for me to go home. So, yeah, we'll be probably working on a planter. I don't know what we're doing tomorrow. They kind of got everything done that we can do on the planter until we can either unfold it or we get some parts. So we'll see. But I don't know. Maybe I'll have a seed business day tomorrow and go see some seed customers or something. So we've got quite a coating of ice. It is pouring rain right now. I cannot believe that it's not melting, but I think the ice is still building up on the trees. Brock had a call. He had down power lines he had to go to, and then he left for something else right at the end of the day here. So that's what we're dealing with here. But thanks for watching. Like and subscribe. Questions, comments, leave them down below. We'll see you guys again when we see you. Bye. Oh, it's still nasty out here. As I was walking out of the shop, the power flashed. Came right back on, but we may not have power here at the farm for real long. And there is just a nasty coating of ice on everything. The trees, the grass. Like, it is supposed to be 52 degrees tomorrow. The weather earlier said low of 45 tonight. I'm like, wait a minute, it's 30 degrees outside. How does that work? Oh, not that you can see, but I think we lost a pine tree there.